When you crochet, it's important to have tension on your yarn, because if you don't have any tension there, it's going to be very hard to grab the yarn and pull it through your stitches. So that's important. And we do that by holding the yarn in a certain way. Now, there are several options available to you, and it's important to find a way to hold your yarn that works for you. What I do is the so-called 4-finger method. It means I wrap my yarn around my pinky, then underneath my ring finger and index finger, and middle finger, and over my index finger, like so. And then I hold my work with my thumb and my middle finger. And then I create tension by lifting up my index finger. By lifting this up, I'm keeping my yarn here, I'm keeping it tight. This is a 4-finger method. Another way that you also see people do a lot is again around the pinky, but now over your ring and index finger and middle finger, ring and middle finger, and underneath your index finger. So, and now you hold your work with your index finger and your thumb, and you're using your middle finger to keep the yarn tight. I don't do this a lot. So now this finger goes up to keep your yarn, to keep your work tight. This is also a way that some people use. I use like this, because this is what feels comfortable for me. And then I hold my work like this. But what's important is that as you work, that you continuously move your hands to your working position. You see, after every stitch, that I move my fingers up to where I'm currently working. Because what you don't want is you don't want a situation like this. Because what you see what's happening is now it becomes very hard to control these stitches. So move your hands continuously to where you're working at the moment. And that way it's going to be easier to keep your tension consistent. Because what you want is consistent stitches. Always have the same way of making your stitches that are all the same size. That's what's most important. And it's also important to just find a way that works for you. Because what could be is that you find, okay, this way causes my hand stress, I want to work in a different way. Because that's important, you don't feel pain on anywhere in your hand or your joints or your fingers. So if you notice, okay, my hand's hurting, look for a different way of holding your yarn. What some people do also, for example, is they hold their work, for example, like this. Or even closer to their forefinger, more like this. Or some people even like this. So having this finger curled and keeping your tension this way. All possibilities. I use this method because I found this to be most relaxing for my hands. Again, look for a way that works for you. That's most important. And exactly how you do it is of lesser relevance as long as it's a method that brings your hands relaxation, because crochet needs to be relaxing and not stressful.